In one of the few bright spots for our defense industrial base and our procurement process, we have this story out of Defense Blog. U.S. startup to deliver 6,000 FPV attack drones to Ukraine. FPV drones have changed the battlefield. They are, as Colonel Antal puts it, the new machine gun. And to see something like this, I find incredibly encouraging. It's still just a drop in the ocean, but every drop adds up. Neros, an autonomous drone startup founded just a year ago, has secured a contract to deliver 6,000 FPV attack drones to Ukraine over the next 6 months. Now, that's not a lot. That's not a lot. 6,000 is not even probably a week's worth over the entire front. And I'm going to show you that stat here very shortly. But one of the most encouraging things about this very specific story about this is this right here. Neros is competing in a market where Chinese drone makers dominate due to lower costs, but the company is focused on delivering cost-effective systems priced in the low four-figure range while maintaining a supply chain independent of Chinese components. That is the most important part. Being able to source all of your components free from China. Now that cost in the low four figures, I'd like to dig a little deeper and find out what the actual cost is on that. But, because that is still too high. It's still too high. That cost has to come down. And the free market will dictate it, and I'm sure there will be more contracts. 6,000 a month, though, is a low, low number. And I'm going to show you why. This is from the presentation, Drones Are the Machine Guns of the Modern War by John Antal, retired Colonel John Antal, who has been out preaching and warning everyone of the importance of loitering munitions and drones. This is from that presentation, and this goes through some of the numbers.
Cost of the ROI of a first-person view drone against 16 tanks. Now, a year ago, the Ukrainians said they were using 10,000 drones a month.
This presentation is very new. So that tweet, as you can see, May 30th, 2023, 10,000 drones a month.
Means they were expending 10,000 small UAS a month. How many drone operators does that mean? Not 10,000, but a lot. How many drone operators do we have in the U.S. military?
How many drone operators do we have in the U.S. military? The number is growing from a very, very small number, and that number needs to expand dramatically quickly, because as he's going to go into here, it takes a lot of time to become an experienced drone operator. It's not just something you can just do.
How many drone operators do we have in the UK military? In units, in infantry battalions, in infantry brigades, in armored brigades? Think about that. Not enough? Hardly any, which is the sad part. Now, today, it's $50K per month.
50,000 drones a month. Do the numbers. 600 plus thousand FPV drones a year. So I find this encouraging. I find this very encouraging. Because in this story they talk about the ability to scale up. The goal of the company is to hire and scale up production. This has to be one of many different drone suppliers to the U.S., to internationally, free of Chinese supply chains. The more locally sourced parts we can get, the better. That'll drive down the price, because that price of low four figures is still high, because you're using attack drones, FPV attack drones in the Ukraine The Russians and the Ukrainians are using them, and they are, a lot of them, less than $1,000. Less than $1,000. And I know you're going to think, you get what you pay for, but we are talking vast, vast numbers. Quantity has a quality all its own. And the overwhelming quantity of these things is what's winning. The fact that they can throw 15 to 20 of these at a tank. And there's many videos coming out of Ukraine of both sides of their tanks getting hit by 15 or 20 of these FPV drones until they finally get destroyed, or they just survive them all. Because not every one of them is with a shape charge. Some of them just have high explosives. Some of them are trying to drop grenades. There's many different uses for FPV drones in modern warfare. They are the new machine gun. As the title of Colonel Antal's entire presentation is. Let me just bring it up. This is my video of it. Drones and loitering munitions, machine gun of the 21st century. And that's damn right. That's damn right. And to see that the United States is finally looking for ways, for companies and ways to produce high volumes of FPV drones. Yes, these are going to the Ukrainians, but this being a domestically sourced item, there's a lot of potential for the United States military to take a lot of lessons, incorporate them, have a drone corps. Please watch the video. I'm going to make sure to link it, of Colonel Antal's presentation. He talks about the need of a drone corps, as you heard briefly in that presentation, because they are the machine gun of the modern war. And he goes through many interviews that he's gotten from, this is all open source stuff. Everything in there is unclassified, of Ukrainian drone pilots who have a lot of kills. One of them well over 400. Well over 400. So you can see the value in these. So to have a U.S. startup company founded by former drone racers, and the FPV drones require somebody who is actually familiar with drone racing. That's why it requires a lot of training, because you can't just pick this up. Trees, power lines, objects in the way, internal failures. You've got to have people who know how to operate high-speed vehicles like an FPV drone and do it consistently. 50,000 drones a month. That's a lot. That's a lot. At this rate, 1,000 a month. So we've got to scale that up by at least 50 times. But the fact is we're no longer starting from zero. That multiplication is now at least has a 1. It was at 0. The lessons of the Ukraine war are going to last for years and years to come. So as the squabble happens in front of everybody, we look to the technology that's going to be the future of warfare. And the mass production of FPV drones and drone swarms, that's the future. Please be sure to watch the video that I'm going to link in here. My video is Drones Are the Machine Guns of Modern War, John Antal, where I just feature his video. I am definitely sure that I link his YouTube channel and his presentation of this in that as well, along with his fantastic presentation, 7 Seconds to Die, as he covers the Nagorno-Karabakh war between Azerbaijan and Armenia. But if you like this, please dig a little bit deeper. You're going to find it's a heck of a rabbit hole, and one that leads to the future. But leave a like, maybe even subscribe, share it with a friend. This is important information. And I'll catch you guys next time.